HoveLand Radio, oh, wait. HoveLand on the radio. HoveLand Radio, oh, wait. Listen to our radio show.
All right, hello there, and thank you for listening to the newest edition of HoveLand Radio, just HoveLand Radio, because that's what we're calling it now for this week. I think maybe next week we might rebrand it, because as you can see, there is no James, and I am confident in my ability to make there be no James every week, so we're just going to change the name of the show, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I want to thank the wonderful people at the radio station here, where we are, local FM 107.3 in the campus of University. It's St. John. The University of New Brunswick, St. John. Joe, you're distracting me. I know the name of it without the pin there. All right? As I was saying, I want to thank them because they acknowledged that when me and James signed up for this show, it was me and James and nothing to do with Rick Gold. And even though I sold the HoveLand, property or whatever it was to Rick Gold, this is still technically both me and James's show, and Rick Gold can't have me removed from it, so I'm in here. And since I would also like to thank the people at Rick Gold's Golden Good catalog for coming up with one of my favorite products, the smelling steaks, because what I've done is I've replaced some of James's regular steaks with the smelling steaks, and he didn't know until it was too late. And now, also thanks to food poisoning, he's probably not going to be here for weeks. I replaced everything in his freezer with smelling steaks. Even the stuff that didn't look like steak, I opened the box, took it out, and put smelling steaks in there. So even when he thinks he's got rid of all the smelling steaks, he's going to accidentally eat another smelling steak, and it's going to be food poisoning all over again. And if I have anything to say about that, that's going to occur this time next week. And then again, this time the week after that. So before we get on to our real show, I want to address what every one of our viewers who is watching this on YouTube, I want to address their main concern probably right now has got to be, what's going on with this, Adam? I had to talk about this. See, I tried to reason with the other people on my show to let me back on. I tried to re-audition for myself, for my own part, but I didn't want them to know that it was me. So what I did, I decided I've got to shave off some of the beard. I don't want the whole beard, because then if I can just get rid of a little bit, they will never be able to recognize me. So I spent a lot of time thinking about which part I could take out. Not super impressed with my decision to take out the middle piece, but I think I can move forward from this. I'll grow this one a little bit back, and then I'll shave down the rest of it to match. It'll be fine, okay? And they didn't let me back on the show, so now I'm starting to get revenge, and that's what this is all about. So what I need to do, what I want to talk about next is that HoveLand is done, as far as I'm concerned. They don't want me in it. They can screw right off. What I'm going to do is called Landland. I've talked about this before. Landland, and I'm bringing the 008 back. I won't have to change that much with the radio song, and that's still technically my property too, because I played the guitar and did the background vocals on it. So that's important. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is new web series called Landland 008. It's going to be starting next week. I need to get some new characters for this. I need to find some new actors. I want a guy named James who's a big, fat, dumb idiot, and I need his brother Steve, who's tall, and he's got long Jesus hair, and he's not as big an idiot as James, but I don't like him either. And then I also need a Rick Gold type character to fund this whole thing, because I don't have any money. So if anybody can be any of those things, just how can you get a hold of me? I'm not allowed on the HoveLand email anymore. Call the station. Call the station at 648-5925 and tell them I want to audition. And then, whoever answers the phone, even if it's not me, just tell them to tell me when next time that they see me. Because I'm here once a week. So next week, I'll have the names for everybody who's going to audition for these parts. And we can start up Landland 008. And that's going to be great. Now, the first segment of my show is I'm going to do an interview. You know who the interview guest is, Joe?
No, I don't know, Adam.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's the machine operator for Landland 008. And that's you. Congratulations, Joe. You got the job.
Yay.
Yeah, you're going to be, I can interview you now. So you start off right in the spotlight. Not like when HoveLand hired you. What did HoveLand do? They put you behind the camera where no one could see you.
Yeah.
So
I like it back there, though.
yeah, but I brought you in this little camera for yourself. I get the two nice ones, but you get the little camera, and it's nicer in its own way. Oh, man. Can't even food poisoning keep you down?
No.
You said that if you ate the smelling steaks, it would probably kill you. You ate a whole bunch of them.
No, I ate about half of one in that steak sandwich you made. I found all the ones you put in my freezer. I threw them out.
So you're still pretty sick, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're probably not going to be able to speak at your normal rate. So I should be able to still be in charge of the show, is what you're saying.
I'm fine.
You don't look fine. You look pretty bad. I mean, you usually look pretty bad, but this time, today, I feel like you look a little worse.
Why didn't you shave the rest of that stuff off your face? You look like an idiot. Are you Wolverine or something?
I just explained, okay? What I'm going to do is let some of it grow back, and then I'm going to try to shave the other bits so it matches. It's a whole process. It's going to take a few weeks before I look the same as I used to, and this is your fault. But I'm not shaving it all off.
Actually, it looks more like Sabretooth.
Yeah, well, that's you want it. You want to try to beat me in the beard race, so that's why you're encouraging me to shave it off. But I'm not shaving it all off. This part grows faster anyway. That's
now
always
if
been
you
the
grow
case.
your beard, you're just going to be copying me.
No, well, maybe that's true for 2 or 3 weeks until it's better than yours, and then you'll be back copying me. So I can accept that until then.
My beard's better.
It's not better. You know what? You
My
just
beard's actually a beard.
See, Joe, this is another thing. He just ruined the interview with you. See, I was
Not a
trying.
mutton stash.
Yeah, I just hired Joe for my new show, and I
I'd
was
rather
trying.
avoid that subject about the interview, but I got rid of my beard. I'm doing the reverse, Adam.
Yeah, yours is more of a
You ruined my interview.
chin strap, I guess.
You ruined my interview with Joe. And Joe has never had a chance to be on a camera before. Really, he's kind of in the background sometimes. But you don't want him there. Admit
I don't
it.
think he
Admit it. You don't want him
wants
there.
to be on camera.
You are.
When Rick hired me, it was to run the radio show, run the cameras, and help you guys produce a show.
Yeah, but me too, right? So you're going to help me with Landland.
Well, if Rick tells me to.
Well, that's. Can I tell you to? What do I camp for?
He's
What
a
is?
paid employee, Adam.
You okay, James?
Yeah, I'm fine. Adam gave me like a steak sandwich made with those smelling steaks, and
Did you not tell the difference in the taste?
well, I had a bite first, and it's only one bite's all it takes, I guess.
That's what I call not edible, I guess.
Yeah, they're not edible. This is a trick that I
Don't
played on.
play
you.
around with food poisoning, kids. It's not fun.
Well, I hope that you just like succumb to the sickness you're feeling and go
I
throw
hope
up
you
all
eat
over
one
the
of
place.
these smelling steaks.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen because I'll smell it coming. You didn't. You were just like, oh, this is probably a regular steak that smells extra good.
No, but all the onions and garlic you had on it, I couldn't smell anything else.
Well, that's part of the trick, okay? I'm a good trickster. So, you, Joe, are you at least a little mad that your interview's been ruined by this guy? You should be, because, I mean, even if you don't want to be on the show, you can still want to be interviewed. Who doesn't want to be interviewed?
I'm actually quite disturbed James is sick. I like him better.
You like James better.
Thanks, Joe.
His name came first in the title.
Yeah, but that's because we went in alphabetical order. He convinced me that that made more sense to people. I found out nobody even cares. Found that out later. But what can you do? It's not my fault. I wanted it to be called Landhove. We've talked about this.
That doesn't flow off the tongue right.
That sounds terrible. It sounds like, oh, land ho. Like you just found something.
Well, that wouldn't sound so bad if you weren't sick when you said it. That's the problem. Whatever you say sounds gross and terrible right now.
It sounds like you just found something, like
He sounds like he's a
you're
captain.
Columbus discovering what was already here.
Well, I went into the radio document and deleted all the stuff you have planned. So we have nothing to do here besides interview Joe. So either Joe answers some questions starting now, or we have to move on to the news segment.
Well, then let's do the news segment, I guess.
But we had questions written for Joe.
Joe doesn't want to do them. Just
This is the worst radio show we have done yet.
yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's your fault for being sick. I'm good.
My fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You poisoned me.
Yeah, well, this is gonna lead to the radio
You
station.
just wait until I.
The radio
get you
station's
back.
not going to let you back because I'm going to send them, the video footage, and they're
Yeah.
going to watch it and say, this guy can't come back on. Look at him; he's throwing up on the mic a little bit. People don't want to come on the show after you. They're going to get sick too.
It's food poisoning, not a flu or contagious.
Are you pretty sure that you didn't have the flu anyway? Because I heard you saying yesterday that you weren't feeling good and that it might be because of, due to the flu.
No, I was just hungover.
Well, that could be contagious.
Yeah, only if it's Sunday morning.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. People on Saturday nights aren't going to be able to do their radio show because you're going to be here contagioning the place up.
I mean, that's people drinking out with me Saturday night is the only way to get hungover from me.
Whatever. You still shouldn't be on the mics because you're probably going to throw up in here on me and Joe. And then Joe's going to be able to sue the show.
Roll the thing.
The what thing? The news theme?
Yeah, news theme. That's the one.
We're going to news already? I don't want to do that yet.
Well, what else do you have other than interviewing Joe?
Well, I wanted to interview Joe, but yeah, I guess nothing.
No, we're not interviewing Joe. He doesn't want to be interviewed.
Interview me? Or I'll let James interview me, because he'll probably ask decent questions. I seen your boot attack. I was there.
I'm not
I'm
prepared
good at
to interview
questions.
you today, Joe. I will in the future. But
You gonna be good? Should I call an ambulance?
no, I don't need
Yeah,
an
let's call an
ambulance.
ambulance and tell them that he needs to be forcibly removed.
The hospital's right across the street.
Yeah.
Let's get the police involved. They
I can just
tasers.
roll down the hill to the hospital if I had to go. And actually, after I'm good for the next 20-25 minutes. So
All right, let's go on to the news with James, because he's still actually an employee right now.
yeah, you're not even supposed to be on the air.
Intrigue, world, people's story, excitement, important, weather, education, local fires. With your host, me, James Owen.
All right, we're here we're doing the news, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. And hey, you know what I have in my pocket?
What's that?
Remember smelling steaks? That's a little bit of smelling steaks there.
Don't make him throw up in the booth, Adam.
Well, maybe he'll start to throw up and leave the booth is what I'm hoping. So it didn't work.
I'm okay. Okay, so short trip. People microdosing on psychedelic drugs.
That's your news?
Yeah.
People are microdosing.
Yeah, they're just taking just a little bit.
Well, that's not so bad. I mean, drugs are not for, winners and stuff. So if you're just going to take a little bit of drugs, it might not be enough to, make you lose. It'd just be enough to, you'll just finish in the middle. You'll come in second, but
Actually,
that's not that bad.
they take it to give themselves more energy and see the world just a little bit differently, but not so much that the room is spinning. The room is spinning.
You tripping balls, James?
No, it's this.
See, that's what the problem is here. People on the radio
Okay.
should know this, and you should email the CRTC and the station.
Yeah.
He has done drugs on this show, is what it is. We were talking about that smelling steaks earlier. He asked me to say that because he didn't want the truth getting out. He's on drugs.
Not
So
on
this
drugs.
has all been... Well, let's talk...
Just the
Let's tell
usual
the
drugs.
truth here, James. Let's tell the truth here. You dropped some stuff. You dropped some shrooms.
I didn't take any shrooms.
Well,
I drove here.
Yeah.
I did smoke something, but that is actually
He's
a
done.
anti-nauseant.
He's...
And in fact, it's one of the best anti-nauseants
He
available.
also did some black
and
tie
if
heroin.
Big Pharma, I've never done heroin.
Well, you
I
said that's what
couldn't-
you were doing in the car, and now look at you.
When did I say black tar heroin?
I tried to cover for you, okay? But you're taking it too far, and I'm not covering for you anymore.
Well,
you're on drugs. He's
okay.
on drugs, folks.
Then have me tested. Bring
No,
the cup.
I think we should just get you straight on to rehab.
No, bring the cup.
Yeah, well, why? You know what's going to happen if we bring the
Because
cups? You're gonna
all they'll
throw up in
find-
it. You're going to throw up in it. You
No,
can't-
that's the bucket.
you
which
can't test throw up for anything.
Joe, do we have a bucket?
In the hall.
Okay, or at least a garbage can, maybe
I'm just
something.
gonna... Smelling steaks.
Well-
Smelling steaks. Smelling steaks.
Add.
They work for me fine. It doesn't bother me a bit.
You didn't eat them.
No, I just smell them. But see what the smell is doing to him because he did eat them. So it makes you even sicker if you have to smell them afterward.
I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I'm the most experienced one here with poisoning. So you
You're
should not...
gonna eat a whole one of those.
A whole smelling steak, you say?
I
Can't see that happening.
swear
Not only
you're
that,
gonna do it.
I've built up my immune system, okay? So I could probably take a smelling steak, and it wouldn't even be
Oh.
that bad. You
All
have
right.
the immune system of like
I brought one.
a dandelion.
I brought a sealed one for you.
A sealed what? Yeah, you
smelling
probably poisoned it with drugs as well. You probably put some heroin in there.
I don't do heroin. I don't even know where to buy it.
You know, we're talking. This is supposed to be about your news, all right? And we're
You're
ruined it.
talking about me doing drugs that I didn't take today.
Yeah, because you made the mistake of putting drugs in your news, and I just thought it was a relevant topic.
I've never taken a chemical drug or a hard drug in my life.
Yeah, but heroin's natural.
And no, it's not. It's a process. And then the shooting it. Oh, the needle. No. Okay.
You just drink it. I've seen you.
What?
Yeah.
Drink heroin.
Yes, that's what I'm proposing. And it was laced with angel dust.
What color was it?
That's
Brown, black.
not how you take those drugs. Heroin, you gotta shoot it in with a
Look
needle.
at him. See, he's messed all up.
And then
Let's get on to my news.
Adam,
What?
is it for the manatee again?
Yeah, it's from the manatee, but it
it's
is real
not
this time.
news.
It's real news this time. Okay, let me read it first, and then we'll see if
Satire.
Yeah, let me read it. We'll see if either of you can mount an argument about this. So they get this new program. Okay, New Brunswick starting it. It hasn't come to Reversing Falls yet, but they're starting it in Fredericton. It's called resource sharing. Okay. So what they've decided to do is, you know how every year the roads get real bad, like because there's holes in them and people can't drive over holes.
The potholes?
Yeah. So what they've decided to do was, places that have had it good road-wise for a while, they're going to cut their road out and pack it up, and they're going to take it to the place where the road's kind of crappy, and they're going to use the good road where the bad road is. So if you had a
That's
good
not
road,
how that works.
I don't think that even can be done.
I'm not done yet. Okay, and you guys,
That's not how it works.
You're not being
You can't
pragmatic. Okay,
You just can't tear up a road and put it down somewhere.
you can't
else.
just say what I'm saying doesn't make sense until you hear how
But
it
it's-
ends.
Oh, okay, then show
about
me
it.
how it defies the laws of how we do things.
Yeah, well, think about it. If you're living in a house that's had a good road in front of the house, it's been good for years. But the guy, 4 roads over, his road's messed all up. It's only fair. They can't afford to fix all the roads. So what they can
That's
do is
not how that works.
they'll just fix the good ones. But then when the people who have had
No.
too much of the good fixing road, they're going to move it to one of the bad fixed
No,
roads.
that's not how that works.
It's probably just easier to lay down fresh tarmac on the old portion of the road.
It's cheaper and easier to do it that way.
Well, then why?
Because
Why?
if they tear the road up, then they can't use it.
This was written by the Manatee staff as a whole.
Yeah.
This was not just written by one person, one blowhard or anything
They're
like that.
they're a group
It's
of comedians who write stories
Yeah, because they put
that
jokes
catch
in there.
that stupid people believe.
They put jokes in there, like
Yeah.
roundtable discussion with stakeholders. That's kind of funny. I
The
get what you're
entire-
saying, but it's mostly true though.
The entire thing is a joke designed to catch stupid people so that they believe it.
Right.
Which is what you do.
No, because it's tricking you. I'm
No.
using it to trick you.
But it doesn't work. You
Oh.
believe it.
But I believe it because
And
it's true.
It's not.
But they're doing this.
But it's not.
I'm going to
No, they're
find them
not.
doing this. I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'm going to get one of them.
Thank
to
you.
even
I was about to
All
say,
right.
your homework for next week is to go out and find these crews ripping up the good roads and putting them in
Yeah.
bad places
I'll-
and just leaving.
I
It
need.
says here that they're elusive. It does say that. I
I
will
need-
try, but it says they might be hard to find.
I
But you know what?
need 5 minutes of video footage,
Of what?
untampered with, of them tearing up road and moving it.
And if I get this, will you just leave the radio show forever, and it will be just Landland?
If you get that, sure.
Because they
I'll
told me
leave.
at the station that even if I start my own web show, I can't have my own radio show. So if
Yeah,
I have
no.
Landland and you have HoveLand, we're going to have to be Landland, HoveLand radio.
If I leave, you have to give up your radio show too, and then you're not allowed on the radio anymore.
No, they said that wasn't true. They said
That
if
sounds
you-
great. Maybe
They said if you left, I could find a replacement, and if I didn't, they would find a replacement. They're not letting me on here by myself. But
we
you
should.
don't have to be
maybe
the other
we should
person.
call the whole thing quits, and then you won't be on the radio either. That sounds good.
No, but that's not how it would work. I ran this past them.
No. No. No.
Smelling steaks.
Oh!
Is that did it? Did that do it? Smelling steaks. Smelling steaks. Andy's off. Close that door. All right. Now, we can finish the news. So, the asphalt's getting moved. If you're living in a place with a good street, don't get used to it because it ain't going to last. That's Adam News, over and out.
So, now what do we want to... Do you want to move into the Rick Gold catalog?
Well, we're supposed to do some Rick Gold catalog, so yeah, move into the Rick Gold catalog. But I want it noted that James threw up because he was on drugs, and I want people to email to CRTC and local FM and say we don't want any more drug people. Here he's back again. If he's back again,
if you put that rotten piece of steak in my face again, I'm gonna shove it.
Did that
somewhere.
clear your system out, James?
That's probably gonna make you more than uncomfortable.
Another thing that should be
clear your
noted.
system out, James?
No.
There's no way he made it.
I got the E. coli in there good.
Yeah, that's no way he made it to the bathroom in time. So there's a mess in that hallway, and when the janitor finds it, it's your fault, and everyone's gonna know it.
No, I made it to the garbage pail. We're good.
Well, I'm gonna tip it over on the way out, so then what I just said a minute ago will still ring true.
Adam, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
You can't really tell me what to do, Joe. Okay, you're not in charge of me because I've been fired.
Well, you're not supposed to be here.
Your mic's muted now. How about that?
Well, I'm pretty sure that if I just yell loud enough, the other mics will pick it up. So how will that feel for you guys?
How about if I just cover my microphone over here?
That's effective.
I don't think you'll be able to hear him so well now.
Yeah, I can't hear a thing Adam's saying over the headphones.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair.
So,
I yell into my mic a lot. Can you hear it now?
So yeah, people are
It's off, Adam.
taking small doses
It's off.
I can't
of
override.
hallucinogens.
All right, stop
to
yelling.
improve
We're going to go to the
day-to-day
radio
life.
station. If you promise,
I'm promising nothing.
Adam.
All right? I'm not promising anything.
Shut up.
if you promise to stop yelling and agree with what we say, I will turn your mic back on.
Okay, fine.
All right, your mic's coming back on now.
I lied.
Oh.
How do you feel about that? Headphones. That's what you get for wearing headphones. I said I should be the one to wear headphones.
got
I've been
both of them.
too scared to fart for 2 hours.
You're going to get the Hershey's.
And now, yeah, see, so on top of
That's
being
why I'm too afraid to fart.
on top of being on drugs, now you're making people sick. And if people haven't,
You made me sick.
yeah, and people aren't tuning in right now. I'll bet they've all tuned off. Thanks to you.
Why don't you just tune off?
Play the Rick Goes catalog. Play the Rick Goes catalog.
Fine, all right, ready?
Around the house that you can't find because they make no sense. Well, they make sense, and we sell them from Rick Gold's catalog.
Yeah.
I bet people don't appreciate. You know what? I just thought of something like a polite person that was as sick as you are would not go on the radio station and make people hear their gurglings and what have you that you're doing.
I had to stop you from being on the radio show.
You failed. I am.
Clearly not. Maybe I should have called Steve.
Yeah, that would have been better for me. I would rather have Steve than a sick James, and so would everybody listening.
Steve might have locked you out of the booth.
Not if I had made him sick too. Is what I'm
He would
saying.
have probably paid me to lock him out of the booth.
All right.
I didn't know he was.
Let's get into the Rick Gold's catalog because we got a new edition this week. A lot of
So
people don't know
early.
this. Rick Gold has started up a correspondence school. You can take all kinds of courses, online,
yay.
in
Phoenix.
mail. You can do it They got a new courses you can just do on your smartphone. They're done. You get a degree on your smartphone, and they're kind of
It's
like
not accredited.
it's not accredited, but it's going to be, and you still learn a bunch of stuff. Open this book here. Go on this webpage for the Rick Gold catalog, and just pick one of these courses, and I'll explain how it's advantageous to take as a course.
Advanced panhandling.
Yeah, think about it. Who even needs? That's a good example of why you don't even need to have accreditation. You don't even need, like, nobody's going to say, hey, bud, where's your panhandling certificate? They're just going to put change in your cup. And if you take Rick Gould's advanced panhandling course, they're going to put more change in your cup. It's been proven. It's been statistically proven.
You're not allowed to panhandle in Uptown Reversing Falls.
This is part of the course. They tell you how to get around that via dressing like not like a bum.
Well, maybe you should learn that.
See,
because the sight of you makes me feel a little sick sometimes.
that was on purpose, too. It was to try to just cap it off. In case you showed up, I brought a piece of smelling steak. I didn't take a shower, and I dressed the worst I've ever been.
How long has it been since you took a shower? 2 months?
Well, I started this... Yeah, it's long con, okay? I started this plan a while ago. I'm sorry. You're dealing with it now. Move on. Advanced panhandling is a good course to take. If you can't get any money, you can go uptown with this course and you will get some money. Simple as that. More than you'd get without it. Flip the page. That's a good one.
How to strip abandoned houses of copper without getting killed or burning the place down. 101.
101, yeah. So it's stripping copper out of houses. But a lot of times when you do this and you don't know what you're doing, the house will catch fire thanks to electricity. So this course teaches you how to get, the most fruitful coppers out of the house.
Actually, I think it's when they use a blowtorch to take the pipes out.
Yeah,
but they're electric.
And they get shocked to death by electricity.
Yeah,
it teaches you how to avoid all this. I never took the course. But the point is, after you take the course, you'll be qualified to take the copper out of anything without getting, killed via electricity or fire.
And it's 101 signifies that there's a second level.
Yeah, well, in level 2, they teach you how to put the copper back in. So if you made say you made a lot of money off selling copper, but you started by ripping it out of your own house.
So level 2 is just plumbing.
No, they don't call it that. They're not allowed to call it that.
Due to accreditation issues.
But, they teach you how to get other kind of copper back on, too. Like, if you have, a copper statue, they'll teach you how to, put it back where it used to be.
5 ways to get your driver's license?
Yeah, that's another course. A lot of people think there's only one way to get a driver's license via, good driving with a person beside you telling you whether or not you're good. What a lot of people don't know is there's other kind of loopholes to get your driver's license. Rick Gould's figured out 5 of them, and he will teach you step by step for each one of them other ways to get your driver's license. You would think that you can't photocopy a license, but you'd be surprised.
You can't because you don't have the plastic to put it on.
Yeah, but you could tape it to a different piece of plastic. What you do is you go to the dollar store and you get, a little piece of plastic, and then you tape your picture to it. Bam, driver's license.
What about the
I never took that course either.
reflective part?
I never took the course either. These aren't questions for me.
It says
these
here 5 includes free Cracker Jack box. Those driver's license and Cracker Jack boxes, they're not legal.
Yeah, well, the ones we put in, we opened a Cracker Jack box and we put a real driver's license in there. So at the end of the course, even if you don't figure out any of the ways to get a driver's license, we give you your very own driver's license. Move on. Turn the page.
Okay.
Scroll down. However we're doing this.
How to look like a mountain climber.
Yeah, this is good for 2 types of people. People 1, people who don't look like mountain climbers but are. This will just get you over that hump so your friends know. Second is people who don't look like mountain climbers because they're not mountain climbers, but they want to look like mountain climbers, but they don't want to ever climb a mountain. Maybe they're afraid of heights. This could be used in maybe, say, a Halloween costume or something.
Then why wouldn't you just get a mountain climber Halloween costume?
They spend 2 months teaching you where the best places to buy those are. It's a good course.
The costume store at Halloween.
You just disagree with everything. You're just a curmudgeon.
That's the
You're
answer.
a curmudgeon, okay?
That's not a word.
I'm emailing Rick Gould, and I'm telling him that you're just bad-mouthing and naysaying these courses. He's put his life and his blood and sweat and soul into coming up with these courses for people to take to better and further their education.
All right,
what are you doing?
Just get on with it.
Crapping all over it like you always do.
You read the next one then.
One of the next one, Adam.
One more?
Yeah, you read the next one.
All right, fine. Oh, this is a good one. How to photograph the unsuspecting.
That's stalking, Adam, and it's
No,
definitely not legal.
It's not illegal.
It's not legal.
Well, if you do it through the way this course teaches you, it's not illegal.
I don't see that.
If the subject is not in a place you're expecting there's no expectation of privacy, you can take a picture of anyone at any time.
That is literally what the first chapter of the book is called. And then the second chapter is called Running and how to get better at it. So there's a lot of different things you can learn in that. I want to do one more because we missed the best one on.
Okay. Well, then you tell me what you think the best one is.
This one's for you because you're passively racist.
Oh, no.
How to pronounce Middle Eastern names for the passively racist.
I know how to pronounce some of them. And I try. I mean, I got RF right.
Yeah, but you don't try hard enough. And this teaches you how to try hard and succeed. And correctly pronouncing names.
And I had that friend Hassan and Nawal.
So how many is that? How many names is that you got down?
Well,
three.
That's three. Those
out of how many hundreds of them are there? You got to admit you need this course.
Some of the other ones are easy, like Abdul and stuff. I can pronounce that.
You get up past 10, and I'll admit that maybe you don't need this course, but you still probably should take the course. You won't get past 10. There are thousands of them. You got to learn to pronounce all of them to not look like a passive racist that you are.
Well, what do you mean passive racist? I'm not racist. I don't hate anybody because of where they were born or what they look like.
But you're ignorant of it. You're ignorant.
Well, I've never been there. I've never had the pleasure of visiting their fine countries. Or Joe's
telling us we gotta wrap it up now, and you know what? You wrecked this show because because of how sick you are, it's taking you a long time to say things, and I'm just sitting here going like